back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. I guess this is like I think we'll do this as a collective convo or coffee. Probably a collective coffee would be good because we haven't had one of those in a long time. Collective coffee talks more about like global issues or news, and I think this can fall under that. Hi. I think we need to talk about AI a little bit. Maybe this is more of a collective combo. I don't know. One of the two. We are all experiencing the massive push, non-consensual for the most part. I mean, a lot of folks are using this new technology that's being introduced. As a millennial, I don't want to do this. Like, I was good in the early 2000s. I think technology is being rolled out too quickly. I think that we don't need it like that, right? I also understand that the systems that we are using AI very much for surveillance, tendencies for polarizing tendencies, tactics, as they are, like, AI is like a snitch, okay? Say someone at any agency can type in, give me a list, or type into AI the metadata. Like, I need the metadata to anybody who's used the word blank in the past 60 days on the web, right? Boop. Actually, our phones are being tapped because of the internet. Like, the First Amendment does not exist with AI. And so many folks are giving all of their information freely. I'm not someone who has Alexa. I'm not someone who's ever used Alexa. Not willingly, not in my house. We don't do surveillance cameras in my house because I was locked up for a really long time. I've been under surveillance with those little fucking cameras that are in every fucking store now, right? And on the corners. I know what it's like to feel constantly watched. And yeah, a lot of us do it voluntarily when we're staring at our phones. But I think with the introduction of AI and how quickly and widespread and, again, non-consensual this push has been, every app that we use has adopted an AI version. We can't say no to what's happening. So that's the foundation I wanted to share this story from. It's not really a story. I'm working with youth right now, and I've been asking the youth how they feel about AI, and everyone hates it. All the kids do not want it. Now, I'm talking about kids from about 7 to high school. They don't want it. It's leading to a lot of really great discussions, but it's fascinating what they're telling me about the schools and the way that the schools and the teachers are using it in class. I want to remind you that AI is a snitch, and the kids don't want it, and we don't have a choice at this point. That time has come and gone. So, with the rise of AI apps, different mainstream things that people are using. I'm living in this town, it's very small. Everyone is using AI for flyers. As someone who has been creating their own flyers for years, and not getting anyone to come to shit in this town, I fucking hate it. I'm so irritated by AI. It uses the same font in every flyer, the same style. It's got like a glossy, like, some of it has like a glossy overtone, and some of it has like a more like antique-y. I don't know, the vibe of AI art in particular is very, I don't know, I don't use it unless I have to. Like, even when I'm using Google, you guys know, anytime I have a question, I go to Google. There's someone dying on the fly zapper. Probably a moth. Anyway, when it's really distracting. I'm so sorry you're being electrocuted, friend. Oh, God. Anyway, the kids don't want it, And I think that says something. That's why I wanted to get on here and say it, because I think the kids can tell that this isn't a good thing. And they've even said that in the conversation, like, oh, it has things that could be good, but I don't think it's good, And so the kids understand that, and I wanted to share this. I think it's so important. I think I'm losing friends because a lot of people are starting to use it. Again, I'm an artist. All of my ideas come from their ideas are like inspiration of other folks, and then I implement it in my own style. Or Pinterest, I have no desire to use AI. The other day I was talking to my mentor, and we were having a great conversation, and I asked him a question about AI, and I mentioned that I was trying to boycott it, and he never replied ever again. And I'm just so interested in why, like, what's the allure, especially for people who are highly educated. Why are we using that? Especially if you're in the human rights sector, why are we using that when it's killing the environment? It's just such it's a double-edged, no, I don't know, it's a catch-22, I don't know, it's hypocritical to me. And I'm, like, also seeing a lot of people online posting, like, anti-data center flyers or pictures that are clearly made with AI. And it's given very NIMBY. If you don't know what NIMBYism is, NIMBY is an acronym for Not in My Backyard, which is what a lot of, especially like white liberal folks, do. They are comfortable enough in their own privilege to turn a blind eye. But then there's the other side of the coin of that, where people are so oppressed. Of course, you have the elites and rich folks who don't give a fuck about anybody except themselves, right? And then you've got some rich folks who, give money to good things, right? Few and far between those are. But anyway, God, that thing is being, like, electrocuted, like, rhythmically. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear it? It's right outside my door. Anyway, where was I? Data centers are people are, like, talking, the people who are experiencing this already are sharing what their water pressure looks like, are sharing the noise, the constant noise. If you've followed anything that's been going on in Palestine for the past 3 fucking years, that's crazy. I'm so sorry for the timing. I can't just end this right now, though. But if you've seen anything about Palestine, you've seen probably more than likely, if you're on my channel, please go watch what's happening or what has happened, or please educate yourself about Palestine. Anyway, the drones is what I'm getting at, and the noise that they make, and the psychological warfare in which that noise is. I just saw a guy, I don't remember what city he was in, but he has a data center just a few feet away from him. And he's in a, like, wooded area, which probably helps. I'm in the desert. They are going to be building one either in my town or the town over. Either way too close for comfort for me. I'm a fish. I need water. Like, water is the only thing I enjoy. Where is my water? I thought I brought it in here. Water is the only thing I really thoroughly enjoy about this planet, quite frankly. But anyway, yeah, no, anything that has to do with water is my favorite. So anyway, I have no desire to see what's going to happen. People's water is running dry. Their bills are going up for less, access to the resources. The resources are being completely monopolized by these data centers. So when we're using AI at all, it's giving the powers that be this idea of supply and demand, right? Which is the most basic economic concept within our society is supply and demand. We've all learned it. When the supply is high, or when the demand is high and the supply is low, the prices, they can inflate prices, right? Which obviously we're seeing at, like, crazy alert. We're being robbed by the government. Our taxes are not going to the social services that will, our safety nets for if and when something horrible happens to us. Most of the people living in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. One thing, can ruin that. These data centers are ruining the environment. They are ruining our natural resources. They are ruining people's brains because people don't have to fucking think. That's a big problem. So, like, everybody's been, like, obsessed with the zombie apocalypse forever, right? Hello? If you have a bunch of fucking mindless fucking people... Again, I don't have an Alexa, so a lot of people are used to this shit. But I want you to think about how it has been introduced and ushered in the past decade, especially if you're millennial. We've watched this... we grew up... My first music that I had were cassette tapes. So we, like, were here... We've existed from cassette tapes, not 8-tracks, most of us, because that was like high 80s. Hey baby, get back in the bath. But cassettes, it was Alanis Morissette, and I left it on an airplane, and my family, like, degraded me. How could you? I had the Jagged Little Pill cassette. I had another one too, but I don't remember. I do remember the Alanis. Anyway, guess I always have been a lesbian. Anyway, the progression in which we've seen technology rise in the past, since our lifetime, 30 years, but exponentially in the past 10, right? 10 especially, but I don't know when was Alexa introduced? First came Alexa. Emojis weren't even introduced until like 2016. No, 2012 maybe. When did emojis? And emojis started on iPhones, and then all the other phones adopted them. Oh, that's YouTube, not Google. That's not what I want. Hang on. Alright, when did emojis come out? So emojis are used to pathologize behavior and feelings, and that is used to the late 90s. Man, shut the fuck up. Emojis come out on iPhone. 2008. Alright, and then, on the iPhone they came out in 2008, and then I mean, maybe we had, like, I think maybe Nokia had like a little smiley face, like maybe 4 of them. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about all of this is because the progression is scary, and we've, you know, if we think about predictive programming, and we think about the law of revelation, and we think about the ways that the powers that be put information in front of us and do it as, like, this is entertainment. Alexa didn't come out, no. It's like, man, shut up, what the fuck is that? What are you talking about? Oh my god. When did Alexa come out? So the bottom line is that the kids don't want it. Alexa came out in 2014. So from Alexa to... from 2008 to 2014, that's 6 years. So from the very first emojis to fucking having an AI in your house, 6 years? That's crazy to think about. That's way too fast. To now where we're at with, so from Alexa in 2014 to 12 years later, I mean, that's a longer progression, but still, what have we seen happen in that time? What technology have we seen on the rise? The kids don't want it. If you have any sort of, like, consciousness intact, you're probably in the same boat as us. I think that artificial intelligence stands for ancient information or intelligence or something. And that's what I want to tap into, the Akashic Records. I want to tap into like universal knowing. I don't want to be a part of a surveillance system as it pertains to AI. I don't want to use something that's going to make this planet unlivable for all of us, not just humans. Everybody requires clean water to live. Plants, animals, bugs, we all need water. So this isn't a good idea. If you're using it, why? Stop. Again, I understand that all of the apps that we use, like there's no need to have a ChatGPT, in my opinion, because all of the apps have adopted an AI. Unwillingly, we have to use it. We have to work with it. But I think we should listen to the youth on this. I think that it's really frustrating that You know, as people, you know, don't you remember when you were young and you like had an idea and the adults like shrugged you off? We need to stop doing that to these youth. I mean, we have like such horrible like projected future populations happening right now in the midst of like global warfare, genocide, like shit's crazy. And please recognize that the introduction of AI goes to benefit the powers that be. The powers that these people are fucking nerds and they are technocratic fucking fuckwads. They want to surveil the entire fucking world. They want, I mean, look at the people who are benefiting from this the most. Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Trump, other heads of states. It's corrupt. What's the dude with the vaccine? Bill. I don't remember his name. It's not a part of my reality anymore. Bob, Bill, I don't know his name. Gates. Bill Gates. No, why are we letting them do this, right? So, the highlight of my, like, life was today, one of the kiddos the kiddo who did the helmet salvage studio and the peace sign salvage studio, came to the art class I was teaching at the teen center today, and he brought, like, this homemade cardboard. He's really obsessed with Doctor Who. So he made a TARDIS out of cardboard, and then he had like this little knife thing also out of cardboard. And he's like, what, 16? And he brought this, and I was like, oh, were you inspired by the Salvage Studio? And he was like, yeah, like so. And I'm like, cardboard is so cool to work with, right? And he's like, yeah, it's so cool. And then he told me how he made it. And it was just like the highlight of my life, right? I'm so glad that I'm in this role with these kids. I'm really, like, as an adult, and I hope this speaks to your heart, because, and this is why I'm sharing why we need to listen to the youth, because as an adult, I have spent my entire adulthood making sure that I stayed close to my playful side, my innocence, reparented my inner child, so that I could become the adult that I needed when I was young. And today was like that moment when I'm like, I did it, right? Like, I have inspired someone, you know, and it's just so cool. And he also hates AI. But I think that's the thing, we need to be showing the kids and creating. We need to be using recycled materials to create things that we want to see in the world, right? This isn't far-fetched, but we have to make changes. So think about your role, think about the way you're using these things, think about why, think about the powers that be benefiting. Kiddo is all done in the bath, I have to go. But please consider sitting this out as much as you possibly can. The involuntary, I mean, if you're in jobs, I'm sure they're shuffling it in. There's tons of YouTube commercials made by AI about AI and about how, like, making fun of people who don't know how to use it. But again, remember that the people behind these systems and these technological advances are fucking losers, okay? Pedophiles, fucking horrible people, and they're fucking disgusting, and we should stop giving them our power. Okay, bye, have a good one.